Watercooler. Watercooler.
Oh, yes, indeed. Hello and welcome to Watercooler, episode number 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 9 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6. Thank you so much for tuning in.
She doesn't even take it seriously anymore.
Plus
No
one.
chance I could be
Jesus.
right.
Yeah.
Plus one.
Doesn't even
Been
care.
the same number for 6 weeks now.
My God.
You know, guys, I don't appreciate that. All right, let me intro the show here. My name is Chris Laxamana. This is a show where I kick it with my Curl Digital buds. Drink some Corona Seltzies.
Oh, God.
Or some C minuses or some coffees. Kick it Philly style. I said my name, but let me introduce everyone else who's here. Caelan Bieh's back.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. I'm
Hi.
excited. You got a flick in today?
I do.
Sweet.
We got that happening. Caelan and I had a little lunch date that just got
Yeah.
canceled, so we're pretty bummed
Oh,
about
really?
that. Yeah, we were gonna get lunch tomorrow,
Aw.
and
Italian deli.
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah,
Knew it.
we'll get into that in a moment because we had a whole thing planned out.
Whole thing.
Gary Smith's here.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Matt Fondiler in the house.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother, and Mike Dawson.
Just listening to my hair grow.
I saw the tweet. It was a good one.
I've been
here.
reading Kinky Friedman's first book, doing the audiobook, and all of his sayings are getting stuck in my head. And I find myself thinking like the man. It's quite amusing to me and also very scary.
Well, I'm glad that
I'll make a great old man if I ever get there.
I'm glad hair grows quietly. Can you imagine if it was loud?
Screaming.
Oh, Matt. So what do you? What time
We're
do you
getting
want
long. Will you cut us?
Yeah. Thank goodness. Oh, I also have a new Matt drop. So we
We
all
do? Oh,
we all
boy.
know about this drop.
But love me some clam. That's a classic.
That's a classic Matt drop. And Casey Peters sent me another one. It is this one.
Sup, fuckers. I approve.
So yeah, we have both
Nice.
of those. So thank you, Casey Peters, for sending that in. Speaking of Matt, we have a nice button to the thumb toe controversy. We teased it on the Patreon episode, and on our last podcast, we were making fun of Matt for calling his big toe his thumb toe when he was talking about how he broke it in his flip flops. Now, Matt, I mean, we've been making fun of him off air, on air, all that.
Behind my back.
Behind his back, yeah. Email chains, everything.
It was mostly to his face.
I know it's mostly to my face, but it's
yeah.
all right.
But Matt,
Yeah.
you have an update on the thumb toe. I don't even
Sure.
know this answer.
Well, I just thought it was hilarious because we talked about this on last Monday's show, which the audience hears on Tuesdays. But Tuesday mornings, we tape the Adam and Dr. Drew show. So it's just Gary and I in the engineering room. And Dr. Drew comes in and just, general chit chat in the morning. And then I said, Dr. Drew, before you go anywhere, I've got a question for you. And I immediately saw Gary tense up. And I was like, in your many years as a medical professional, have you ever heard of the big toe referred to as the thumb toe? I believe that was the question I asked, right?
That was a question.
And first, he was very confused.
Yeah.
And we
rightfully so.
both tried to clarify, and he reluctantly said, yes, he has heard of the thumb toe. And then Gary asked him something along the lines of, what do you think about? Like, what type of person? What do you think about when you think of thumb toe?
Very neutral question
Yes.
from Gary, sure.
And Dr. Drew chimed in with, he was picturing a trailer park or something like that, right?
Said I always start to think of something that comes out of a trailer.
Yeah. So there you have it from the doctor himself.
Yeah.
The thumb toe is something you can say,
But you're a carny.
but you're probably a carny.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I thought you were going to take the time to ask him about the toe itself, how to heal it, what to do with it.
No,
but
right.
no, he's
Not
the one
interested
that
in
knows.
that part.
Yeah, Matt is is healing from an injury, and he sees
What's the best way, doctor?
an
for me to
actual
heal this?
an
This
actual
pain in my foot.
Well, you'll recall that I stubbed my pinky toe, which we're all okay with saying, right?
Yes,
we're all
all
okay
fine.
with pinky
Okay.
toe.
Yes.
And when I
That is
did,
weird because we are okay with pinky toe.
yeah, we're all totally cool with that.
Yeah.
But go ahead, keep making fun of me for it. It's fine.
But we're not cool with thumb toe. No.
No, but when I injured my pinky toe, I did ask him how to help me heal that one. He mentioned like basically tying the two together. with tape, and I asked him if I could use Scotch tape.
I think it has to do with the usefulness of your thumb versus your thumb toe.
Could
Whereas
be.
your pinky is just your fucking
just
pinky.
always
Who
there.
gives a fuck? It's just
Right.
there. But your thumb is a major part of your hand,
Yeah,
bro.
Well,
And it's
I would argue
opposable.
that walking properly, it does require your big toe. Your
Well, it
thumb
requires
toe.
your
It
big
plays a
toe,
huge
but it's
part
not
in-
opposable. It's not a thumb.
Yeah.
Tell that
It's a
to my underwear that I can pick up off the floor using just a little squeeze of that thing. All right, don't tell me that's not fucking
Yeah.
usable.
That's a very opposable.
Rest your case, bro.
Do you guys get upset when people don't call or they don't consider their thumb a finger and they like to let you know about
Yeah,
it?
that's a weird one.
I think that's weird.
Yeah.
I have 5 fingers on my hand.
Yep.
Don't correct me anymore. Stop that.
Mm-hmm.
You listeners out there.
Don't tweet them. Don't
Stop
add them
tweeting
anymore.
me. It's at least twice a day. Hey, Chris, you only have 4 fingers technically,
so
bro.
you know.
Yeah.
What was the origins of that? Because I've heard that before too. I'm looking around the room. Have you guys ever heard that the thumb is not technically a finger? Is that what people are saying?
I think it really technically isn't a finger,
All right.
but we're all chill.
Fake news. Hashtag fake news.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that.
What
in
is this? The News Nook?
We'll have to get to that in the news nook. Absolutely. But anyway, Caelan and I were supposed to have lunch tomorrow. And I'm really bummed about this because Mr. Corolla was heading to Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to be the first to break
We
this.
breaking the story? Wow, you're breaking the story. Okay.
That is not happening anymore. All week last week, and even, like we've been all hands on deck trying to plan this trip for Adam Carolla to interview the president, and it's been a huge deal. Countless conference calls, scheduling out, getting him on the right flights, making sure everyone who's needed to be there is there, making sure hotels are squared away, all that stuff. A lot of work into getting Adam situated to go interview President Trump at the White House. And we found out this morning as we recorded, Adam should have been in the air. He should be in D.C. right now as we're talking. And we found out that that is no longer happening because Trump is obviously in Kenosha. If you turn on any news channel, he's in Wisconsin right now. And
He should have offered to fly Adam with him on Air Force One to Kenosha.
yeah, just a little hop on.
Yeah, you know, like he's taking Mark Garrigus' plane.
That thought
Yeah,
crossed
how
my
hard is
mind
it to get on
yesterday
Air Force
as-
One?
yeah, how hard could it be?
Yeah, Gary Oldman did it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put it out of the realm of possibilities for the Ace Man. I see that as a major possibility.
Yeah.
That he could interview the president on Air Force One.
I mean that's major bucket list.
Yeah. That's like some almost famous shit. They'd make a movie out of that.
Yeah. Well, again, that's not actually
I
happening.
think that's
I'm
some
just-
Air Force One shit.
Oh yeah, Air Force. They've made that movie.
I
Which
watched
I
that
love.
movie for the first time about a month ago, and there was one line in the movie that really struck me as
Let me guess.
poignant.
Get off,
Get off my plane.
No. It's when he's
you're
talking to when he's talking to the female Secretary of State or whatever, the one back in the she
Oh,
goes
back home, yeah.
back home.
The vice president. Thank
The,
you, Glenn
the vice
Close.
president, whatever.
Glenn Close.
Oh, what's Glenn Close?
And
Female secretary.
Respect all women,
Dawson,
man.
how dare you?
I
Don't
forget.
you dare smirch my fucking favorite movie.
I forget who is the phone on.
Sounds like it was briefly.
I forget who started this thing, but one of the people asked the other.
You give a mouse a cookie.
You know what happens when you give a mouse a cookie?
He asked you for a glass of
He
milk.
asked for a
Dawson,
glass
yes,
of
I
milk.
know the line. How dare you?
Greatest line ever.
I can't remember who started
Greatest
this.
line ever.
Fucking, it was the president who said he'd give a mouse a cookie, and then the fucking vice president answers back, asking for a glass of milk. They were talking
saw the
about
movie
fucking
once.
getting into the territory.
I saw the movie
God
once
damn it.
a month ago.
Dawson, I saw that movie 7 days in a row in theaters. How
Nice.
dare you?
Nice.
Yeah. You saw? I saw it in
did.
theaters as well.
I saw it 7 days in a row in theaters.
7 days.
Oh,
you
man.
you pay for it every time? You
I
actually,
was
would
on
you
a
work at the movie theater? I mean,
No, I was on a family vacation at around age 13 where the only thing that there is to do for someone who's age 13 is to go into town and watch a movie, and there were like 2 choices. It was Air Force One or some romantic comedy. So every night I would go in and just rewatch Air Force One. It's
Nice.
fucking glorious.
Great movie.
yeah. But now I'm curious what rom-com was out at the same time.
I have no idea. We'd have to look
Recently
it up.
featured on a Rotten Tomatoes game, if not mistaken.
Air Force One, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Part
totally.
of Trump's favorite movies.
Weirdly.
By the way, props to Matt Fondiler on writing the Rotten Tomatoes game.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
A lot of people might think that I just come up with all this fucking brilliant scripture as I'm going. No, I read what is put in front of me, and therefore all mistakes are also attributed to Matt Fondiler.
That's true as well.
But all that great writing
Thank you. Appreciate it.
is you, and you're doing a fucking killer job with that.
Awesome. Thank you. It's
Yes,
glad
great
to
job.
hear it. It's very fun to write.
Yeah, you're killing it. And I will say this. Anyway, we're talking about DC getting canceled. Well, I now need to know, Caelan, is Air Force One flickable?
I've never seen it.
Can we just go? I might actually quit the
You've
show.
never seen Air Force
never
One?
seen
What are you,
Air Force One.
13?
You would
I saw it
love
for the first
Air
time
Force
a month
One.
ago. What do you come on?
Yeah, that's true too. You should both
Yeah,
be ashamed
but-
of yourselves.
but
It's all right, Caelan. It's all right.
Okay.
But Dawson, you were in your like early to mid 20s when that came out, and you had other shit going on. Caelan was a youngster. Caelan
Right, I was
should
also
have been
broke.
Year did it come
Right.
out?
1996,
8?
something. Yeah, mid to late
I was
90s.
like 4 or 5.
You would like it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're 4 years old, Caelan. You should have already been watching the movie. That's our point.
I think
it's still strong. It's still it's a good movie.
I-
By the way, those lines that they were quoting, there's no spoilers in those lines.
Yeah.
Get off my plane. It's not
no,
spoiler.
but they do give a mouse a glass of milk.
They do give the mouse.
Yeah,
a
but
glass.
it's after the credits.
Yeah, and they show it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they give an actual mouse
Did the mouse ask for
a
the
glass
milk?
of milk.
It's not
Well, he
talking
asked for a
mouse.
cookie.
Jesus, Caelan.
Yeah,
Oh,
come on.
Well, you give him a cookie,
And he asked for
and
the
he
milk.
asks for a
Right.
glass of milk. Right.
Air Force One. I think the reason Gary, Matt, and I resonate with Air Force One so much.
Who's Gary, Matt, and I?
It's Gary Oldman's adopted brother.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Gary, Matt, and I, and then Matt Fondiler and myself. We
So
resonate-
4 of you.
Yeah, all 4 of us.
All right.
It's because it's shit we did as a kid.
Right.
It was shit
Yeah.
we did as a kid. Well, I think it was
That's
just one
right.
of the first rated R action movies that wasn't even really that bad. It could be PG-13.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to read the Wikipedia for it if
You
that
wouldn't.
existed back then.
I was able to stomach it
That's
as
good.
a child.
Yeah.
So that should tell you enough, Caelan, that you'd be able to watch this movie.
Pretty tough CGI
Oh, yeah,
at the
okay.
very end. When
There's-
yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers,
Let's
but there's
not
some
spoil.
there's some tough CGI
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. They didn't use the practical mouse.
All right. Right. That was a yeah.
Well, anyway, Adam's trip has been canceled or postponed. It's still we're still planning on it to happen, but just because of all the craziness that's going on with the world right now in the news, Trump obviously has to be everywhere, and Adam's interview has been postponed, and now we are scrambling to figure out what we're going to do back here because technically we're supposed to not have a studio recording today and tomorrow. We didn't have one today, but we came in to do Watercooler.
Yeah, we did.
And Dawson came early.
I don't believe Dawson came early.
Dawson was doing his job.
I've
as,
showed
as
up
was
to things
dictated in
early.
the text.
But
I'll explain that one in a moment as well. But tomorrow we weren't supposed to record because Adam was going to do his interview, and that was going to be what was recording on the Corolla show. But now, and so Caelan and I made lunch plans. Hey, we don't have to go in the studio. Let's get some lunch. And Caelan, first time I saw him today, he was a little morose,
A little down.
a little down, a little mopey.
Yeah.
I did notice a tear stain on the face mask.
Yeah, that's new. And I'm like, Caelan, what's going on? He's like, man, I really wanted to have lunch with you. I was really looking forward to have lunch with you. And what else you say? Oh, and maybe we could, hey, I could have came by your new place, and I would have, we could have went to the aquarium.
You do want to go to the aquarium.
You
the
wanna go to the
aquarium's
aquarium?
the inside part of the aquarium's closed. Is it even worth going to the outside part?
Oh, the inside's closed. You didn't tell me that.
It's only the
What?
exterior.
It just said that it was open. So I was
No.
like, oh, it's open.
It's
But
not.
the aquarium wasn't a for sure done deal. There was a couple other options, but
But for
now
have you
I
guys?
know that the inside's closed.
But I just don't know if the outside attractions. I feel like that's going to be what 30% of the entire thing, and I don't know if that's going to be any good. Is there anything to like actually see if you can only go to the outside attractions?
There were some like petting ponds.
But they're not going to
Wait,
be.
Matt, do that again.
Starfish.
Wait,
For the children.
Matt, do that motion again for people who are watching on YouTube.
Heading.
Wait, that's it's slapping the top of the water. That's pretty
Matt
good.
has
It's
just a-
water. You got to kind of push the water.
What
Exactly.
angle do you pet animals at?
No, that's the fish petting.
But one has to assume they've
splash
shut
water.
down the petting
The touching
aspect,
part.
right?
No touching.
Right, no touching.
Yeah, but you gotta.
Yeah,
you
why
gotta
would
have.
you go? You can't go inside. You can't touch the weird fish. Why
Gary
would you
Jr.
go?
needs to hold a starfish.
Well, I don't know. I feel like we're going so that he can look at stuff, but what is there to look at? Is there
I think there's some. There's a sea lion show,
There are sea lions.
okay?
so there's that.
But they're all socially distanced. Like all the seals, all the performers wear masks.
They all have face masks.
Yeah,
yes. All
yeah,
the
it's a
seals
little
have masks.
weird.
Yeah, they toss those little fishes right out. They just bounce right off their masks.
It's
they
strange.
get very frustrated.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
you know, that's showbiz.
Yeah.
But back to the saga of Caelan and his lost sandwich.
have lunch at the
I can't, my sandwich.
I want to tell you, Jelly.
We're just bummed. I mean, we had
Yeah.
a little day planned.
So are you guys going to just skip lunch in memoriam? Like just no lunch because
Well-
you can't go out?
We live so far away from the studio, but we actually live near each other at our houses. So if we have to come here for work, which we do have to, then we can't go to the place we wanted to get lunch, which was that cold cut place that Caelan was talking about.
Italian deli.
Yes.
That's right.
Now,
Foggia.
just going to put this out here. Cold cuts. They can be cold, right? Don't need to be hot. We're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
Correct.
is there a world?
Although a hot cold cut sandwich,
There's a
is
market. That's an
fucking good.
untapped
It's
market
fucking
there.
good.
That aside, which again you could heat it up here, isn't there a world where somebody who lives over there picks up these cold cut sandwiches, brings them to work tomorrow? The show's not until 2:00. We all know Adam's showing up at 1:59 and 64 seconds. You could do that math.
Well, the first thing that you got to say is the not the sauce, but the oil and the vinegar that you put on a sandwich.
yeah,
That's
you're-
not going to
yeah.
travel.
You're
They don't travel
completely
well.
dismissing the SOG factor, Matt, because this is the bread is just constantly soaking.
Well,
Bread
here's
is
the
a big
thing, yeah.
part of a sandwich, and
Yeah.
for it to
It
be
would
as good
still
as I've
be
hyped
it would
up
still
to be.
be awesome, but it
pretty
in
damn
no
good.
way would live up to what it really is.
Yeah, sometimes
So it would fuck up your experience
Yeah.
if this was
Yeah.
your first Italian deli sandwich.
You wouldn't want that one.
sometimes
you
it
don't wanna
works.
Start, you don't
but
want to start that way, man.
yeah, you definitely lose a couple of Stokens like, if you eat it if you eat it later. So,
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm here to provide solutions.
Yeah, dude.
I look, and I appreciate that. And,
Prolations.
Here we go again.
well, Matt, I appreciate your insight because obviously you are the food guy here.
Yeah.
He is the Shay Fondiler. So I will take that into account. But I think I want my first experience of this place.
I would want, and this goes for everybody, not just Chris, their first experience to be either at the establishment or within
Yeah.
a 5 to 10 minute drive.
Yeah.
Because
There
I've
was,
hyped it up too much for the.
You have.
Yeah.
When I was a DJ in Santa Barbara, there was a Italian grocer and deli.
Santa bro, bruh.
Santa Barbara.
I'm sorry. I'm
Santa
so
Barbara.
sorry.
Barbara.
Get a pro, bro.
There was an Italian deli 3 blocks from the radio station, and me and my boss would just walk there every now and then, and talk about radio shit on our way. But there's always a line, at least 10 people deep. They're all ordering the same thing,
Good sign. Good sign.
and they've made the sandwiches, and then they pull out the sandwich, and then they put the stuff on it, and then give it to you.
I love
So like
that.
they do a lot of fucking prep work. So there's a pile of fucking sandwiches.
I like that.
But man, everyone is different, and everyone is the best sandwich you've ever fucking eaten.
Yeah.
Everyone's slightly different.
And I think this makes it taste better when sandwich places, burger places go, no substitutions. You get the way we give it to you.
That's the way I approach all restaurants the first time I eat there. It's like, you guys are in the business of cooking the food. I'm going to order it. Make it how you make it. There's no fucking options. I'm not in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
Father's Office does that.
They used to. I don't know if they still do.
Oh,
But
they
yeah,
used
that
to.
was always
Remember?
their policy.
I went there once with Matt, and they recognized Matt.
That's right. That was like
What is this
probably
place?
the only time that's ever happened.
go,
in my
"Hey, you
entire
shave Fondiler?"
fucking life.
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah,
No,
you shape on the
I
leg?"
gave my card to pay, and the guy saw my last name. He's like, he didn't say Shea Fondiler. He said Corolla, I think.
Oh,
and
lame.
then he gave us the round for free.
Nice.
Wow.
It was amazing. I really felt like a somebody in that moment,
Now here we are.
and now here we are.
No. But yeah, anyway, Caelan, we'll go there eventually. We'll figure this out, man.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. Also, I did move over the weekend.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're completely moved in.
I got movers.
You live there
Well
now.
done, sir. Wasn't it great?
How great did that place look all lit up at night?
Wait, what? Oh,
How
because
great did
Gary's aware that all of our power went out.
Oh, shit.
Talk about
The
a
whole
bad,
block.
Talk about a bad omen for the first night.
Oh, man.
Oh, you want to
tough.
talk bad omens? Get out. So we get the movers, and I've used these movers before, and so when moving.
Did you read the wiki page on your house before you moved in?
I should have. I sped read it, and so I got the movers the apartment that we just left. We actually had movers move us there, and I thought totally worth it now. I get it. Before I've always just got my friends to do it, and I hated being a hassle, having to take my friends out from whatever they're doing. All the buddies with pickup trucks, like, all right, man, help me move, buy some pizza. And sometimes it usually does go well. It's nice, you bro down.
You know, I talked to you the day before you moved, and I thought about it in my head. I'm like, Dawson, you should offer to help. You should just make the offer. He'll say no. You should just make the offer.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah, it was
And he
probably
got
the right move.
movers. And I missed some fucking stoking karma.
Dude, you would have got some Stokens from me, easy.
Broken.
But I'm gonna pause this story, but then it all bounced out because I effed up with Dawson earlier today. I texted him. I texted everybody.
I'll read the text. So
I know we're all over the place right now, but I have to tell this story.
This
just 'cause
is,
it's
now we're
probably-
calling back to something that happened earlier in the show.
Yeah, talking about Corolla being the Trump interview being postponed, so we now have to fill that by adding a show tomorrow, which canceled our dinner date or lunch date with Caelan, and I had to let everybody know, hey guys, we got to go do a show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Can we do it? And I texted Brian and Gina, hey, the Trump interview has been moved. We might have to go at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Can you guys do it? They both said yes. And then I thought, great. Now I got to let Dawson know.
And I didn't wake up till 11:30 because I got into the sauce a little bit last night. So
A little bit.
I'm a little slow. And I wake up, and at 10:54 a.m., Chris texted me, Adam's trip got bumped. We have to do a pod at 2 p now. Can you do it? And I reply, yeah, sure.
Now, for anyone who wasn't listening carefully, there's a word missing between Gina and Brian's text and what Dawson just read.
And then I text again an hour later. Show it too? Still no reply.
So
I call Chris. I call him. It just rings, goes to voicemail. I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm on my way in.
For a Corolla
I
show.
really hope there's a show that we're recording. And then finally at 1:38, after I got here and bitched to Matt and Gary for about 8 minutes, I said, I'm here because of your text.
Yeah. So now I have been moving today as well. We're cleaning our apartment because we want to get our full deposit back.
You'll hire movers, but you won't hire cleaners?
It was one or the other.
You got priorities.
We
You got fucked up
It
priorities.
was one or the other. We could only afford one, and we picked the movers. It's been hot in California, so we've been cleaning the apartment, and my phone wasn't on me, and I get back into my car where I left my phone, and I just see, I saw the yeah sure, which I thought, okay, we're great. Left my phone in the car. Look at my phone. Show at 2, missed call. Read back my text. Does not say tomorrow at 2 p.m. Just says 2 p.m. I put the thing together, and then I finally read the last text. I'm here because of your text. Oh, Dawson's at the studio. Anyway,
It's all right.
we made it. I made it good.
Shit happens.
Yeah, and Dawson-
I'm
Dawson's
fine
very
with
cool
it.
about
I think it's funnier
Thank God.
than anything. And
I-
thanks for the 6-pack of C-. That was a bro move, bro.
Of course, bro.
Sounds bro.
All right. Anyway, we're going back to moving. So we got these movers.
So now we're back.
We're back to
the story now.
We're back to the store of moving, and got these movers. They're great, and we use them when we moved to the apartment. I'm like, okay, I got to get movers every time. It's totally worth it. And I've asked for my friends who've done it. Yeah, it's totally worth it. I hate putting people out, and I just hate being that hassle. And
thanks for not asking me.
You're of course.
I really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for not offering. I also appreciate it.
Again, my pleasure.
And so these two guys come in, and weirdly, the last time we used them, there were these two Russian guys, like big, husky Russian dudes. And this time, there were these two skinny Asian dudes.
From the same moving company?
From the same moving company.
That's hilarious.
Yet, Russian accents, and they spoke Russian to each other, or like a version of Russian, kind of just had that Russian.
There are Russian Asians.
Yeah, exactly.
Russia
but you
is
wouldn't
part
expect
of Asia, is it not? Or am
Yeah.
I wrong? Or is it Europe?
They share a border with China.
Yeah.
No, it's more Asia.
Yeah, it's Asia. So, but it was just weird because they looked like they're Chinese. Anyway, so they start moving, and then one of the guys just starts.
What did they sound like in their Russian accents?
Hello, I'm here to move you. Where shall I put this? You know?
Top drawer.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then so these two guys, and they're skinny, but they're spry. And one of the movers.
I saw Skinny but Spry open up for Break the Magic the other night at the Echoplex.
I saw the poster for that.
Yeah.
Didn't Gary Matt and I also play that show?
Gary, Matt, and I opened.
Yeah.
Gary, Matt, and I did that
yeah.
solo acoustic set.
Right.
That was cool. You don't see that ever, especially a small venue
Fuck,
like
dude.
that. Yeah, that was pretty
We gotta
crazy.
make tour T-shirts.
Anyway, one of the guys just starts puking, just starts yakking into a bag.
Before the move begun?
No, he moved for a little bit, and then just is outside.
After
just
he breathed on a
puking.
lot of your
exactly.
furniture?
Now,
Probably because he talk like this.
and I just thought, okay, this is how I get COVID because they had the masks on or whatever. We were. Being
Oh,
very
he puked
good.
with a mask
No,
on?
he obviously took it off to puke,
Okay,
but
good.
that something was wrong. There's something wrong with my friend. I will attempt to move by myself. Says the,
Wow.
Okay.
One guy.
I know you, so
Asian.
you jumped in and tried to help.
I absolutely. Well, we'll get into that in a moment. But so then he goes, I shall call my work, and they shall send another guy over. That accent
Starting to really-
turned into something else.
Yeah,
it's good.
They shall
Little
send
Liam Neeson at the end there.
I have
Good
a very
luck.
They
special.
will send someone with a very
Good luck.
specific set of skills.
Yes.
Moving.
Just gonna say that. But anyway, and then so he goes, I take break. I take 30-minute break. Wait for my friend to come here. We will not charge you. I said, no problem. Take as much time as you need. Obviously, that guy is not doing so well. So the guy's just sitting shotgun in the truck, waiting for the other guy to come. 30 minutes goes by. They're not sending anybody. It's a big move day, end of month. Everybody's trying to move. So I shall attempt to do this myself. Oh man.
Holy
So
crap.
So obviously I do help Gary, and he needs my help. So I'm now moving. I'm now helping, and we're moving. But luckily they got most of the stuff into the truck. Then we get to the new place. That's like he's out of commission, so I have to help him unload everything. But now he's trying to figure out where to park because we live on like a fairly busy street. It's a stoplight street if that, but it's
Okay.
still 2 lanes and you can still park everywhere. But he
Do
didn't
you
want
allow
Are
standing?
you on the heavier or the lighter side of the stoplight?
I'm on the lighter side.
Nice.
Yeah, and yes, there's all the standing you want, Matt. But he doesn't want to double park the truck because he's going to get a ticket.
Because you can't stand.
No standing, no double standing, and
Sounds like your neighborhood has a double standard. Yeah. I'll let myself out.
so
The
So-
pre-production meeting for this show was extensive.
yeah.
if
So
you
he's
guys can't
pointing.
tell.
So now he's
This is all
yeah.
scripted.
So now
This
he's
is all
pointing at
scripted, by the
like
way.
he's like we're trying to figure out. And there's this one car, and I think this will make Gary mad. But there's this one car that It looks like it could fit 2.5 cars, but one car just parks right,
Right
in the middle. So you can't park on either side. And he goes, if that car can move, we could park there and do this. And so Jen goes, okay, I'm going to intro myself to the neighbors and see whose car that is. And she's knocking on doors. Hey, I'm your neighbor. Is this your car? We would like to move it. And as soon as the van goes, well, you can move your car back. She says she gets a few no's, and finally, I know whose car that is. It's my next door neighbor. So a guy points her to there, and this little lady walks up and answers the door, and Jen goes, hi, is that your car? Yeah. Can we move it? We're trying to move our truck there. And she goes, no, because the thing is, I saved the spot. So I purposely park there. So when my husband comes home, he has a place to park. And then when I leave, he does it. So I have a place to park.
Well, we can figure that we can do all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because I don't want to walk too far. I'm a little lady and I don't want to walk too far. And you just hear from behind Jenny, could she have your keys? Can you give her your key then? Like, this guy's just like, we need to get this done. And she goes, okay. So she gives Jen her key and Jen just moves the car. The guy parks there, and it's still kind of taking up half the lane because it's just such a big truck. And that's obviously my nightmare that people have to now go wait for the oncoming traffic to pass where they can go around the moving truck.
Oh, God.
And about 30 minutes in, you just hear outside. And we go, oh, man, we were out there. There's an accident from somebody trying to back out in front of the moving truck that we were using and another car they just slammed into each other because this guy was just speeding down the street.
There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, this is complete chaos.
Jesus.
What is happening? And then we just end up finishing the moving stuff. And I help a lot. He charges us just for one person instead of two because obviously it was just him and I guess me helping him. We pay the guy. He leaves.
Tip him?
Yeah, I did tip him. I actually tipped him more than what I usually tip just because of circumstances and poor guy. And God, I feel like I was bragging like, oh yeah, I tipped him very well. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
but
you were really bragging.
And then all the power goes out at the
bragging.
Yeah, it was a hefty move day.
I'll take that one back. Who wrote that in the script?
Here, Dawson.
Who put that in the script?
I'll help you out. He brover tipped him.
Now we just gotta combine a bro with an I for plural, and Gary will have his masterpiece somewhere in there. Anyway, that was my big movie day. So we did get movers. It wasn't exactly as planned, but all moved in, got the house, and.
How long was it before the guy left? Between when the guy left and the lights went out?
Oh, that's right. And then there was a blackout.
Yeah. I would say about 3 to 4 hours.
Oh my God.
Not that. Yeah, not very long.
And for the remainder of the night, when did it shut back on again?
Probably
Turn
11.
I'm not going
to allow. Thank you. That's what I meant.
I'm not going to allow shut back on.
Listen, these Corona Celsius
Calm
are
down there,
a little stronger than I thought.
Yeah, the Celsius.
Shut back on.
Yeah.
You need to shake your head.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little before 11. But anyway, Mom moved in. I did mention before that in order to get this house, so we actually were in a bidding war, and I had to write a letter to the owners to allow them to sell me their very expensive house. And I wanted to read. I thought it would be kind of fun to read, because it was a new thing. Like, I told Gary about it. He didn't know about it. Dawson said his brother did it, and it worked. Everybody I know, like, oh, you're in a bidding war. You got to give yourself the edge, just like that Ross episode of Friends where he was giving, like, the muffin basket or whatever. And, you have to, like, write a letter now to get that emotional edge over the other people, and it has to be kind of
We've done that the last several places we moved. But
you have?
Yeah, as renters, you have to fucking do that. I should be so lucky to buy a property, but we did that to get our current place.
Well, renters I understand because they're your tenants, and they're going to be who's living on your property, so you want to make sure they're sane.
Right. What do you fucking care? What happens at the house when you know?
Once you buy it. That's
but no, people want to.
They want to connect.
When I lived in Burbank on Main Street, I had this killer deal, the house at the end of the alley, the dead end alley back there, and I paid like $1,500 a month in fucking Burbank, which is unheard of. 2-bedroom place to myself. The dude wanted to sell it, and he said, "Don't worry, whoever I sell it to is gonna have to agree that they can't fucking do anything, they can't boot anybody. You guys live here." It was a duplex. And he fucking took $100,000 less than he could have gotten for the fucking house, just so we could still live there.
Wow.
I'm like,
Well, when you bury bodies on the property, you want to just ditch that house.
Right.
Very true.
Get away
Get
clean.
out. Get
True.
out there. Anyway, maybe I'll read that on the Patreon episode. Just
nice.
if people need a little template on how to.
So
I'd love
who
to hear
took the
yours,
first
actually,
crap
Matt.
in your new house, dude?
Jen. I mean, me.
We edit nothing.
Me and my brother, like I took the first dump in my new house, and I'm proud of that.
You definitely want to go to youtube.com/whatever Chris Laxamana 1 to see how mortified Chris is at the mistake he made. That was not a bit.
Quick shit I did as a kid.
Shit Jen did as an adult.
When we moved into when my parents bought a new house when I was like 13, 14, and my brother and my rivalry was so great that I was the one to take the first dump in the new house, and I held it over my brother. I lorded it over him like it actually was currency.
That would affect me. Absolutely.
So,
All
Chris,
right.
So
you
it's
were
an
saying?
important question. No,
wait.
that's good. Hey, man.
Let's get a clean edit point.
Good
So
dump.
So Chris, where'd you make your first love in the new house?
Oh man, where didn't we? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. The side yard, the front yard,
The bathroom.
the backyard.
pee in your backyard yet?
The roof. I've not peed in the backyard. I'm too scared. I
on,
care
man.
about that lawn so much.
Well, dude, you don't pee on the lawn. You pee in the shrubbery.
You pee on the neighbor's dog.
Well, if you got to chain link fence.
I will
yes.
tell you this. I was in the side yard the first day. I'm going to play some audio. And I haven't met any of the neighbors. I didn't know what's going on. But
Sounds like Jen met all the neighbors trying to move their
Yeah,
cars.
you're ready. Everyone knows.
I know
who you
she
are,
did
man.
meet all the neighbors, which is kind of funny, and I didn't meet any of them yet. But I do hear this in my side yard coming from on the other side of the fence.
It's exercise.
Yeah, you got someone looking
Exercise.
It sounded like
Oh.
it was.
Yeah, we heard it.
Yeah. I thought it was like, is that a cat like coughing up a hairball? Because they sometimes make that.
Why would you
Definitely
think
not.
that's what that was? Jesus.
Don't they
Christ.
make a noise like that?
No.
Oh.
You grew up with cats. What are you talking about?
I thought it did.
No. But that okay. Continue.
Okay.
Well,
So it
anyway,
wasn't a cat.
I'm trying to find this cat coughing up a hairball.
What are their
And we have one of
insane
those
theories?
We have one of
I
those.
passed by a guy working out, but I still can't find this cat anywhere.
You should have offered a backbeat.
Oh, it was very.
It's very rhythmic.
Very rhythmic.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm like, where's this coming from? Because it's right on the other side of the fence. But we have the vertical wooden stakes for fences. So I'm like looking through all the cracks. Kind of, it's about the same distance as if you're like spying on your friend pooping in the public bathroom. And so I'm looking to
sorry,
see
what now?
like that little sliver.
That you used for what?
I was just messing with you. No. But it was just a little sliver. You kind
Work
of
on your analogies.
Yeah, we will. All
right.
Moving forward, and I finally see what that was, and I'm looking. I get closer, and it's two turtles effing. These two tortoises. There are these two tortoises. One on top, one straddled behind the other, and just making this noise with his mouth. The one on top.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So I got two tortoises next door. It's pretty sweet.
Did you
That-
find out
that's
their
awesome.
names?
No, not yet. I haven't met the neighbors yet. I have to do all that. It's been hectic. Yeah. So yeah.
Now,
that's-
just like you went around asking everybody, is that your car parked out front? Jen did that. I think it's now your turn to meet all the neighbors and ask, are those your two tortoises that are fucking?
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Because they're very loud. I mean, you've all seen the videos of turtles like doing it and how vocal they are.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, they're like viral.
Just yesterday, I was cruising the greatest hits on YouTube.
It's a thing. Like it's a. Gary knows. Gary's
Yeah. I mean, I usually see them when my friends are watching the videos while they're pooping, and I'm looking through the slat in the door.
Let's do some Shay.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a very good call to go to a segment.
Today's
Enough of
segment,
me.
bathroom issues.
Enough,
Foods you eat. No, I'm kidding.
enough of me.
Sup, fuckers.
All right. So yeah, let's get some Shay going, and we also have a flicking, and we'll we'll end the show with the flicking, but here we go.
Oh no!
What type of foods might we hear of today? What might be the price? What might be the venue? So let's find out. It's time for Gary to say, hey, Matt.
What's on the menu?
Well, for dinner tonight, I'm making
Is this a future Shay?
I'm making chicken kebabs on those little skewers, grilling up some food.
I love
Got
myself
me-
some chicken kebab.
Got me thinking
Meat on a
about
stick.
skewer food.
Oh,
Yeah,
skewer
exactly.
food. All right.
Skewer food.
I
Skewer
feel like
food.
it's something we can all dive into a little bit. So
Absolutely.
tonight for the chicken kebabs, and I want to be specific that we are cooking them on the skewers. I do the chicken, I do the onions, the peppers, pineapple,
Yes.
zucchini,
Sure.
mushrooms,
Yes.
and then we have a little bit of this left over, eggplant,
Yeah.
which I've never done before with the kebab, but I'm pretty excited.
I love that.
Yep. And I was thinking, I think the skewer overall is a underutilized tool. I feel like other than chicken kebabs, I was trying to think of other skewer food. Because I feel, again, it's an untapped market here that we could all capitalize
Bacon and
on.
oyster kebabs.
Interesting. Now that goes through the shell of the oyster.
I just thought of it right now. I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
good. Well, the one
I eat
that you see often is if you go to like a wedding or something, they usually have that chicken satay, which is like the thin chicken that's on the skewer. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Kind of like an Indian tandoori kind of flavor. Gary knows what I'm talking about. And then I was wondering, toothpicks and toothpicked appetizers, are those skewer food?
No.
Yeah, skewers are like
What if, stay with me, Gary.
Philosophical.
What if you
Question.
approach the cheese charcuterie board and you take a toothpick and you go cheese, cheese, sausage, sausage, petting, petting. Yeah, I see that Adam's calling me. Can I finish my analogy? You know what? I'll take the fucking call.
no, don't take it. You're
trying to help.
you're doing a
You
pod.
have to take the call.
I have to take the call. Goodbye.
All right. Well, I will say this.
Hello.
I do have a food question I want to present to you guys, but before we get to that, if I asked for a skewer and someone handed me a toothpick,
Oh, yeah. No.
I'd stab them with it,
Right, probably.
and vice versa. There's no reason. They're not interchangeable.
Yeah.
Number two, I do have a food question from one of our listeners, Garrett. He actually asked me. He was making some chili, and we all love chili.
Dawson's area.
Great hot spoon food.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, beans or no beans?
Depends what
Dawson.
you're looking for.
No beans.
I agree. I
Yeah.
said I prefer no beans. I think beans are just filler, and I would much rather just have the meat and the
Exactly.
sauce.
I would
Yeah.
prefer that too, but I will not say that there is not a chili out there with beans that is very good. I prefer it without beans, but I've had versions that are excellent that
Yeah.
have beans in them.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
Yeah, I prefer it without beans though.
Yeah, I disagree. I prefer beans in the chili. If it's just the chili by itself and you're not using the chili on something else, then I would definitely
Yeah.
prefer beans in the chili.
Just to change it up a little bit.
If it's like a topping for something, then yeah, definitely no on the beans. But just
You
by
guys
itself,
talking
for
about
sure.
chili skewers?
Actually, well,
pretty hard
while
food
you were
to
gone,
skewer.
I got a food question, and it was beans or no beans in chili.
That's a very good.
And I figured I
question.
presented to you guys while Matt stepped out.
Yeah. What was the consensus?
No beans.
No beans, except Gary says he sometimes likes beans, but he's still going no beans.
I'm
for
saying
the
I've
vote.
had versions that have beans that is very good, but if I'm making the chili, I'm not putting beans in it.
All right.
I said yes beans unless it's being used as a topping
Meaning chili
Interesting.
dogs.
or a hamburger. I don't
Oh,
know.
interesting. Okay. I
Matt?
do beans all the way. every
beans
time.
all the way every
Oh
time.
yeah. You guys know it's the magical fruit, right?
The more
It
you
is-
eat, the more you toot.
It is the magical fruit.
The more you chew, the better you feel.
Let's have beans for every meal.
It takes me back.
How about some more beans, Mr. Taggart?
Yeah,
I'd say you boys had enough.
So,
because you have your bean
before-
chili, you have your 3-bean chili. No, you don't hear much about the 2-bean chili.
Before my boss called me, that was Adam Kroll, by the way. Adam Kroll has my phone number. He calls me.
Name drop.
Yep. I was trying to explain the way in which I believe a toothpick could be considered a skewer, and I don't know if anyone
think you were
ever
convincing me.
responded to that.
No.
If you get
No,
like
we all
several
said
pieces
no.
of cheese, several pieces of meat, and then you do one bite, like
No.
a
No.
slurp into spaghetti, is that not a skewer?
We agree.
No.
It's not.
All right. Well,
Moving on.
you're not going to like a lot of this list, then.
No, I still want to hear.
I'm just kidding. No, the only other toothpick thought I had was I missed those sword toothpicks. You guys remember those? You get like if you get a Mai Tai,
Those are like cocktail.
put a little cherry on it.
toothpicks. Yeah.
Those are
See,
great.
maraschino cherry, is that skewer food?
No. Well, it
Just making sure.
It could be if you were to put it on a skewer, but on a toothpick. If you can consume the entirety of the food in one bite, that is by definition not a skewer.
There you go. I'll accept that.
That's my
I will
opinion.
accept that.
That's
The
my
skewer
opinion.
has to be certain length. Size does matter when it comes to skewers.
It does.
I get what you're saying. Here's a pretty obvious one. Took me a while to think about it, though. The corn dog.
Corn dog.
Now, that's some fucking skewer food right there.
That's kind of is.
That's
a skewer
food on a
food.
stick.
That is meat on a stick,
yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
also what
This
This
skewer
is
think
what
you
I'm
might-
talking about, though.
You might be here on a technicality, though, because I have to. While I would have normally
We need
agreed
a
with
Venn
you,
diagram.
Just say
Because
your
my-
parameters that you can
my
add.
childhood was lived a lot at a hot dog on a stick, and that's where I assume your head is coming from. It is a skewer because I can't finish that thing in one bite.
How
You're
about a
right.
shout out to the original meat on a stick, a bone-in ribeye.
Yeah, I count.
I don't think the bone counts, but I like where your head's at.
So popsicle is skewer food.
That's a great question. I did not put that down, but a popsicle, you can't have it in one bite. I mean,
A
are we-
popsicle is skewer food. If I wanted some food on a skewer and you handed me a popsicle,
I don't know, guys.
get the F out of here.
I don't know. I can show you some videos.
well, here's the only question, because the skewer,
Turtles fucking.
The chick starts where she's selling you a house, and by the end of it, she's eating that popsicle in one bite.
here's the other question. Not only does size matter with the skewer, but what about the girth? What about the circumference of it? Because the problem with the popsicle stick is that it's flat.
Right.
So I don't know if that
So
counts.
it's not
Doesn't have
really
a
a skewer,
pointy.
that's a stick.
Doesn't have a pointy
I
end.
think you need the
that could
pointy
be
end.
Put for people looking at home. I'm putting the pointer into
Oh,
the.
Matt.
All right.
You're gonna get us censored on YouTube. Can't do that.
All right, I got one more here. And I've only seen this at the LA County Fair, which RIP is not happening this year. Stupid coronavirus.
They are doing drive-through for fair food this year.
Yeah, at the Orange County Fair.
That seemed very unusual to me. You have to wait in each line in your car and then just go to the next food truck. It seems weird.
I felt too fat to look it up.
Well,
I saw the headline and I was like, that seems pretty awesome. But if I click on
Yeah.
that, I got to
Yeah.
really look at the man.
It just
in the
opens
mirror.
up your webcam to your self-view and just this piece of shit.
Vinny Tortorich just comes and smacks you from anywhere you are in the country.
well, Vinny would not approve of this last skewer food, which, again, I've only seen it at the LA County Fair or at fairs in general, I suppose. It's called a tornado potato.
Oh yeah, that's
where somebody takes like a whole potato and they kind of make a giant curly cube, but then stretch it out over the skewer.
great.
I've never had one before
I
because
never have
fantastic.
either, but I
it
like
sounds
it.
kind of awesome to me.
It is totally awesome, and it's totally skewer food. That counts.
So I have a couple other thoughts here before we wrap this up. And again, this all goes back to trying to capitalize on the skewer movement, which has just been neglected all these years.
It really has.
And I was trying to think, like, what else could we use the skewer for?
What would benefit from it to be on a skewer?
Here's my thought: ice cream. You can
Yes.
make little like mini ice cream sandwiches and skewered with scoops of ice cream and stuff. We could do, instead of a cone, you use it on a skewer. Now that's maybe not as appetizing, but maybe make an edible skewer. I'm just spitballing here, guys.
I like edible skewer. That's an interesting.
Yeah, why aren't
that's
these
an
skewers
interesting
edible?
idea.
They should be edible. I'd like to eat them.
In my intense skewer research,
Dessert skewers are.
yeah, dessert skewers is what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
Yeah.
That should be a thing.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think of the pros versus the cons of the skewer, and really the only
How about
con,
the pros
Or in
versus
general?
the bros?
That's good. Bros versus cons. The only con that I could think of was the stick. The stick, the skewer itself, ironically, is what's preventing the skewer from becoming more popular.
Well, if you were in a battle type situation, the good
Yes, go on. Finish that thought.
the good thing is you at least have a weapon when you were done eating.
That's true. That is true.
If you found
Yeah.
yourself in that.
You have to eat pretty fast if
Right.
you need to get
Sure,
going.
sure. I mean, the timing is everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't really have any other thoughts on skewers.
Matt, is it
I
a
feel like that
crime
was-
to do this with a skewer food? Which I do. I do this every once in a while. Is I take my meat skewer, I take a fork, I put it on the bottom edge in between
then
the prongs,
drag it off.
and I drag all the meat off, and then I just eat it off my plate. Is
Yeah,
that okay?
yes.
That is okay.
All right.
I mean, it's It is okay, especially with something like chicken kebabs when you're going to have a lot of other vegetables and stuff with it. You want to kind of mix and match the flavors as part of what makes it fun. I think I'm okay with that.
I also
would
do it with my
also-
popsicles because that counts as skewer food.
That's
well,
weird.
again, we're trying to determine that is definitely the hot dog of skewer foods.
I would argue, depending on the setting, if it's a classier setting, not necessarily a barbecue or something, it's the proper thing to do is to separate it from the skewer. If you're dressed up nice at like a banquet or something, you don't want to be sitting there gnawing on the piece of the wood. You know.
Yeah.
We're civilized here.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to say that kebabs sounds like a auto salvage place in Milwaukee.
That's
Yeah.
Come to kebabs.
Kebabs.
Owned by Bob.
Right.
Bab.
Hey, I'm kebab.
I kebab and we go kaboom. That's his tagline. I'm just spitballing. I'm spitting
there you
balls
go.
just like Matt.
All right.
I'm ball spitting here.
Well, until next time, that's what's on the menu.
Yeah. Woo, woo. Love it. All right. That's some hot skewer food talk.
That is.
Sandwich kebab?
That could also be pretty good.
I don't like. See,
Well,
the reason
club-
I don't like it is because
a
there's always.
club
Depends
sandwich.
if you use
No,
it.
but see, that's a
That's
toothpick.
What if
toothpick.
you use it? What if you use
couldn't eat
big
it all in one bite.
sticks?
Yeah, just like a bigger stick.
Yeah. Just replace all toothpicks with skewers.
Well, what if we took a club sandwich and rather than having the like four corners of it on equal playing field on the plate, what if we just took a giant skewer and then stacked all 12 triangles on top of itself?
That's good.
Onion ring tower.
Yeah.
No, that's not really a skewer. It doesn't go through the food.
What
12 triangles.
if? Yeah. What if you rolled a club sandwich into a burrito?
Club burrito.
Club burrito. That sounds pretty good.
If you get a club sandwich whole, that's just a sandwich?
Yeah.
What makes it club is the way it's cut?
No, it makes a club is the triple bread.
And the membership fees.
Oh, God damn it, Dawson.
Membership fees.
Yeah, I've never ordered a club sandwich. They just seem too basic for me.
Get out of here. That bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Well, listen, pretty soon we may very well have to break down the Hunger Dome 4 best sandwich.
I'm not ready.
And I'm not ready yet either, but you can bet your balls
Club's a
that
front runner.
Club sandwich is a front
Coming
runner
in hot.
for the cold sandwich department.
Yeah.
Yeah, could very well come in second.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, let's finish this off with some flicking the bean, and then we'll GTFO. I don't have my glasses on. I
As
don't have my
always.
glasses on.
Sound quality.
Good job, buddy.
All right, flicking the bean.
We all want to know one thing. Your opinion's what we need. So Caelan, get on that mic and flick the bean. Oh, Caelan, flick the bean. Respect all women.
All right, this week, Netflix's Project Power. Any of you guys familiar with this movie?
Saw the trailer.
Saw the trailer on Netflix
Oh.
preview.
It's a
type
terrible
deal.
title. I don't know anything about it.
Project Power. Yeah,
Project
it could be
Power.
any-
Terrible
I thought he was
title.
talking about the Zac Efron series.
Yeah, exactly. It totally
Which is, by the
sounds
way,
like a
very
docu
good.
Series.
Very good.
The
What's
premise looks stupid to me, but I like the actors.
I disagreed, but I'll get into that in a minute. It came out August 14th. It's on Netflix. It was directed by Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman together. They also did Paranormal Activity 3.
I like
you
that
go.
I
one.
didn't
That
miss
one
that
was
one.
good.
The third
That
best.
was the 80s one. That was one from the 80s.
Oh,
That wasn't bad.
I'll watch that.
It was written by Matt Tomlin, who hasn't really done much
read
else,
that.
but he was brought on to co-write The Batman, which will be coming out soon. So
That's the new
Robert
one that
Pattinson.
the
just came
Robert
out.
Pattinson
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
I heard that trailer's very good.
Very good trailer. I will second that. This movie stars Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the female lead in it is Dominique Fishback.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
Gordon Levitt kid doesn't do many bad things.
I agree.
Correct.
I'll watch anything
Very
he's
true.
in.
It's an hour and 53 minutes long. Currently, Rotten Tomatoes has a 60% critic and 49% audience,
Uh-oh.
and it cost $85 million to make.
Ooh.
85 million?
$5 million.
Is that a lot?
Yes.
Was this
Pretty good amount.
is
yeah.
this a
fair budget.
Netflix original or was it supposed to be theaters?
This is this is a Netflix original,
Okay.
and it's about a new drug called Power that's sweeping through St. Louis, and the Power drug comes in a capsule, and it gives whoever takes it 5 minutes of a power.
Like
Random
a superhero
superpower.
It's
power.
random superpower, but it's the same every time you take it. So if the first time you
Oh,
take
so it just works on you a certain
so
way.
if the first time you take it, you get like super speed. Every time you take it, you get super speed.
All right,
It's going to react with your body.
Right. It's not going to change but every person is different. And
I love this premise. What's
Yeah,
the
no,
matter
this
with
is
this
fucking-
premise?
Cool. And to some people, it'll kill you. Like it's so powerful, your body can't handle it, and you will just die.
Oh.
So
Yeah, it's a
Terrible
Russian
superpower.
roulette element
Exactly.
to the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Chris, can you give us a Russian roulette accent?
We play roulette. Green, double zeros.
It's good.
You know, can't complain about that.
Thank you.
Good.
So Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a cop who's trying to stop this drug from running through his city while also taking the drug when he needs to. And then Jamie Foxx's character is trying to hunt down the masterminds behind the manufacturing of the drug to get his daughter back, who they've captured to make it. Again, I thought it was a really cool concept, and I tried to look up to see if it was like in some kind of comic book or something. It doesn't seem to be. It just seems to be this guy Matt Tomlin's original idea.
Wow.
And yeah, I thought it was really cool and interesting when I first watched it. But this movie again suffers from the Netflix treatment.
What's the Netflix treatment?
It just makes any cool concept or anything you're excited about underwhelming
Oh.
and disappointing.
With that big of a budget, though,
That big of a budget, yes.
just because Netflix
Seems like a
has
lot of their bigger budget movies tend to fall to the Netflix treatment.
the Netflix stream, just because their names attached and they're involved,
I-
you're expecting it to.
Big names.
Remember the
Big
last
sequences.
one with the Krasinski guy and the Sons of Anarchy guy and
I don't know.
whatever they're going to the jungle.
Triple Frontier, but that wasn't
Yeah,
Krasinski.
yeah.
Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Um,
Awful.
I never watched that. That's the
That's the
Netflix
Netflix
treatment
treatment.
That's
you're
where this
talking
came
about?
from.
That's
yeah.
pretty much where it came from. The movie, although it sounds like really awesome and has a cool concept, is just totally bland. The bad guy in the movie is bad woman, I'll say, is extremely weak from like the background of the character. You don't ever find anything about. So the motivation of the character is there is none, and they're just laughably stupid in their like attempts to thwart Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The concept is great. Jamie Foxx is always great. Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually is kind of boring in this movie. I mean, he's just kind of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. There's nothing really special about his acting compared to a lot of his other movies.
He's Robin.
It's kind of Robin-esque because he plays like a cop in the city. He's trying to it's actually
Damn.
Robin-esque. So it's-
He is awesome in anything. That bums me out.
But unlike his other movies, Dawson, this one is unflickable.
Ooh,
Don't waste
nice.
your time with it.
Oh,
3.9 out of 10.
3.9.
Yeah.
Damn.
Would not recommend.
I'm glad,
Jeez.
dude, because I've been not really wavering, but I was interested in the concept, but I'm very wary of Netflix movies.
I think we all are now. They've kind of established that reputation of, hey, our name.
More misses than hits.
Yeah.
There are some hits. They do okay every now and then, but way more misses than
One
hits.
of my favorite South Park jokes is they go to the cut to the Netflix office like, hey, it's Netflix. You're greenlit.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man. Well, I will not be watching it now, and I really was so in just by you describing it.
Caelan, I think you need to cleanse your palate with Air Force One.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
There you go. That's a very good idea.
Thank you.
I have some other movies on the docket right now, but that
Make
movie will
them
be
wait.
added. Yeah.
Add it.
Hey,
Added.
can I throw one
I'm
to
in the
you?
middle of one right now, so
On Amazon
it,
right
watch
now,
Air Force
your
One.
boy Tom Hardy
yes.
plays Capone
I've
in
seen
Capone's
that.
late life.
Yeah.
I started watching it last night. I got 10 minutes
Just
in,
called
and I'm
Capone,
like, I don't
right?
have the bandwidth for this right now.
That's
And-
what you're recommending to him?
No, I'm
Yeah.
putting it on him. He's got to watch it.
And then recommend
Let me
it
know
to
if it's
you.
flickable.
That's good.
I got you covered.
It's not
Yeah,
flickable.
I did not hear great things about that.
All right.
movie.
Universally not enjoyed.
Okay.
Oh,
Especially
wow.
you think of Capone, you think, oh, this is going to be like a sweet action movie. It's going to be like about Al Capone and coming up as a gangster. And apparently it's just about him
Dying
in
from-
prison.
dying
in
from
prison and
syphilis.
going crazy.
So you guys have named two
All right.
actors who have established themselves to me as I will watch anything you're in, just because you pick good
Right,
projects,
right.
And I love anything. I think your
they
performances
picked
are
good
awesome.
paychecks.
Yeah, but Tom Hardy is definitely one of them. I'll
Oh,
watch
yeah.
anything Tom Hardy's in, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'll watch.
Both in Dark Knight Rises.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole cast of Dark Knight Rises,
Yeah.
that was just overstimulating to me. But But yeah, those two guys are definitely part of a very small select group of actors and actresses that I will watch.
You won't miss it.
Whatever they're in.
Nice.
Yeah. So what a bummer.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, thanks,
I
dude.
was
It's a
bummed
public
too.
service.
It's a public service, and
appreciate it.
you got to be
Appreciate
honest.
it
If you
very
only
much.
gave
I was
good
honored.
Thank
reviews,
you.
if you only gave good reviews, nobody would listen.
Yep.
And that was Licking the Bean.
All right, let's get our plugs in, and we'll start off with Caelan, because we need you to recommend something to us now that we're not going to watch Project Power.
Well, you just mentioned Tom Hardy. Something that does fly way under the radar with a lot of people that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm definitely waiting for season 2 of,
Oh.
is FX's Taboo. That was a great show. That was kind of a passion project of his that he did a couple years ago, and I really, really enjoyed it. So he plays
Taboo.
this kind of ex-military, like witch doctor type character, but in like the early or the late 1800s, something like that. Late 1800s London. Really, really good. So there you go. If you need something to watch,
Taboo.
Taboo.
All right. Yeah, that movie Warrior is really good. I like that movie.
That's
a
great
lot.
movie.
Oh yeah,
Great movie. That one's hard for me to convince people to watch because they just think it's just some UFC bro movie,
Yeah.
and it's not. It's a great story.
Yeah. it's
Watch
fathers
Warrior
and
if you can.
sons.
All right, Gary, we could go for you.
You can go to youtube.com/Daves of Thunder and also youtube.com/Reasonable Doubt Podcast.
Yeah, and the Days of Thunder, they're these Dan Penny letters, the JetBlue letters, and I rewatched them all again. It is totally worth your time. There's no way. I dare you to watch it without cracking up. It really is just so funny. Dave Feeney, who co-hosts Days of Thunder with Dave Damashek, wrote fake letters to JetBlue as an insane person.
Multiple insane people.
Multiple insane people. Well, you just watch it and you'll just see how funny it is and just how brilliant it is. Because I really don't want to give it away, and it's hard for me not to. But just trust me, watch it. It has my full 100% recommendation. All right, Matt, where can you go for you?
Follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondiler and subscribe to our Patreon if you haven't already.
How do we go there?
Patreon.com/Watercooler. Be a great way to support us.
Yeah, I agree. And,
It's like you're
and-
giving each of us $1.
And we do a show for those who don't know. If you sign up, you get an extra show a week. So we do a show on Patreon, and you can watch it if you want to sign up for that tier. But
I
there's a
told
lot.
my Uber story on the last episode.
Matt's epic
Epic.
Uber story.
It's good.
It's so good.
It's felonious.
Slightly.
Yeah, and fallacious it is.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to
We don't
listen
know.
to it.
We don't know that for
We
sure.
don't know
but
that's true. We don't know for sure.
Okay,
You know.
we know.
you know.
To quote Matt's story, yes. All right, Dawson, we're gonna go for you.
If you're like me and you're usually working all the fucking time and can't tear yourself away for the actual 4 hours that it takes to watch a movie because you really pause it, you go do other shit, you know. Anyway, if you have Amazon Prime, dude, I've gotten into The Mentalist, bro.
Oh, nice.
This is a fucking great TV show. It ran on CBS for like fucking, I don't know, 8 or 9 years or something. There's like a couple hundred episodes.
Yeah, it was a big show.
And I'm just going through the whole fucking season. And it's an hour at a time. So you can just fucking take an hour, watch a TV thing, and then get back on your fucking merry way.
Do you watch
The
shows?
Mentalist is pretty good.
Do you watch shows with your phone? Is it phoneable or is it?
No.
You gotta pay attention.
No, I do not watch my phone.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, there's some
You
shows.
save
that-
for the airplane.
Yeah, save it for the airplane. Yeah, that's how I'll know. As for me, I just want to hit again, youtube.com/Days of Thunder. Look for the JetBlue letters. It is so good. And the thing is, we ran that series of letters over weeks, and Gary edited down the just the bits, just the good stuff, to just play as a nice package, and share it with your friends. It's just if you need a smile, that's where you should go because it's insane, it's brilliant, and yeah, I rarely laugh as hard as I have when I first heard those letters. So make sure to check that out. And that'll do for Watercooler. We'll be back Wednesday, Dawson. I'll tell you what day. We'll be back. Well, I mean, we'll record Wednesday, but I guess we'll be back on Patreon later this week.
This is already getting too confusing.
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
trying to rehash.
I'm all over the
bad
place.
feelings
I
he's
just
trying to do.
I really do feel awful, man. When I saw that text, I'm here because of your text. It destroyed me. Destroyed me. All right, well, that'll do it for Watercooler. We'll be back for Patreon. We love you. Goodbye.